Un saludo para todas las personas que están en este momento a través de la página web de Colfuturo. Agradecemos que hayan aceptado la invitación para ser parte de la celebración de la Semana de Reino Unido, hoy con el webinar y la sesión virtual con la Universidad de Exeter. En la pantalla están viendo en este momento a Tracy Moore y a Vanessa. Cada una se va a presentar ahorita, pero Tracy es pues, una representante de la universidad y Vanessa es una de las estudiantes beneficiarias de Colfuturo, que más adelante les va a contar también su experiencia, puesto que se ganó la beca Ayudar de Ayudar Scholarship que ofrece la universidad en convenio pues, con Colfuturo. Entonces, sin más, pueden ir dejando a medida que avanza la presentación sus preguntas en el chat para que al final sea Tracy o Vanessa las puedan responder. So, Tracy and Vanessa, thank you so much for doing this, for your time. And if you want, you can start now.
Okay, thank you, Angela. So hello, I'm Tracy. I'm the International Officer for the Americas for the University of Exeter, and it's great to have the opportunity to present through Colfuturo. And I'm here with Vanessa, who is the recipient of our Colfuturo Exeter Ayudar Scholarship this year. So thank you so much for joining me, Vanessa. Great. So we will talk to you about the University of Exeter and some of our programs and also this really important scholarship that we have. So I will start my presentation now. Okay, so I'm going to talk about why we think that you should choose Exeter for your studies. So we are in the beautiful southwest of England. So Exeter is about 2.5 hours by train from London. And we have our campuses in the city of Exeter in Devon. And we also have a campus in Cornwall, in Penryn. That's about 2 hours from Exeter. Exeter has an airport where you can fly direct to Paris, to Amsterdam, to various places in Spain and Italy this summer. So it's a really nice hub to go and explore Europe. So you can see we're just in a really beautiful part of the country. So our campuses, we have campus universities, but they are just a 15-minute walk from the city of Exeter. And Exeter is a really vibrant, historic city, and there's a really great shopping area there. There's a beautiful quayside area by the river where you can hire a canoe and canoe up the river. You can cycle all the way to the coast. So I live by the seaside, and it's only about a 20-minute journey. So we're surrounded by award-winning beaches and coastline. We're on the edge of Dartmoor National Park. So you can go walking, hiking, horse riding there. So just a really great area. And Exeter, it's a small city. So it's a small city, but it's a really safe city. And like I said, just a lovely part of the country. So this is our main Streatham campus, so our main campus. The first thing you see is that it is really green. It's a registered botanic garden. And it's like a small village, so there are places to eat, restaurants, there's a small cinema, there's a nightclub that plays live music most weekends, there's the Northcote Theatre, which is the largest theatre in Exeter, and students can be involved in the theatre, even if they're not studying one of our drama subjects. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen that there's some of the sports facilities. So we were the #1 university for sports a couple of years ago. We've invested about £8 million in our sports park here on the left-hand side. So we have like an indoor cricket centre, indoor tennis centre. There's an Olympic standard hockey pitch. There's rugby, football training grounds. We're obviously, like I said, by the coast, so we have like a sailing club, rowing as well. So, like I said, if you enjoy sport as well, or it's a really great university, but like I said, you can play it competitively, just for fun, or obviously not at all. There's also an example on the top right of the screen of La Frauda, and that's some of our self-catered accommodation. So for first year for postgraduate international students, accommodation is guaranteed if you apply before the July deadline, the end of July. So, like I said, for postgraduate international students, accommodation is guaranteed if you apply by the deadline. And I'm sure you've seen, Vanessa, there was a lot of accommodation in the city. So we have about 23,000 students across our three campuses. So we have, like I said, our main Streatham campus, and we'll talk a bit about our other campus in Exeter, where Vanessa does her studies. And then we also have our campus in Cornwall. So we have 23,000 students across the campuses, and about 5,000 of those are from outside the UK. So about 140 different nationalities. So a really great mix of nationalities and people at the university, and about 60 students from Latin America. So this is at the heart of our main campus, Reed Hall, and so really beautiful house. Lots of students come back to get married there, so it's really beautiful. Angela, if you could play the first video, that would be great.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to
Thank you.
play it. Okay, Tracy, the video is finished. You can continue.
Oh, thank you. So as well as our main Streatham campus, we also have a small campus in Exeter, which is called St Luke's. So a really pretty campus and a lot of history there. Students have studied for over 160 years. It's home to our medical school, our Academy of Nursing, and our School of Sport and Health Sciences. And we also have our Graduate School of Education there, which is where Vanessa is studying. Did you want to maybe say a little bit about a typical day for you at
So, Tracy said, I'm studying education, so I'm doing a master's degree in TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages. A typical day in my life, the classes start around 9:30 in the morning. So, for example, on a Thursday, I'll have class from 9:30 to 12:30. Then I'll have an hour to go and have lunch, and then I'll have another class, and that will be pretty much for the day. But for example, on a Thursday, I'll only have one class from 10:30 to 12:30, and that's all for the day, then I'll have some time to do my readings and my writings, essays, as well as in the afternoon, I could just hang out with my friends and go explore the city a little.
Fantastic. Thank you. And we also have like I said, a campus that is in Cornwall, the next county to us. And this is really the home of our earth sciences are based there. We have the only minerals mining college, the world famous Camborne School of Mines is there. And like I said, just a real sustainability, environmental theme to those subjects. So things like renewable energy engineering is there, zoology, but a really beautiful location. You can see it's by the sea. It's like a living laboratory for those subjects. And we have a short video about that campus. Angela, if you could show the second video, that would be
Yeah,
fantastic. Thank
sure.
you.
Okay, you can continue, Tracy.
Thank you. Okay, so something at Exeter that we really encourage is that students have that balance between their academic side of their studies and their extracurricular. So we have over 200 different clubs and societies that students can join. So whatever your interest, there's going to be a club for you. And that includes the Latin America Society, an International Student Society. So things like the Outdoor Society that goes and explores our beautiful sort of coast areas. We have a chocolate society. There's whatever your interest. So yeah, so it's great. We have over 50 different sports clubs, and we compete at consistently high ranking in the British and University College Sports Leagues. Volunteering and raising and giving at Exeter is really, really a big thing, and we do a lot of work, like I said, to raise money for very good causes here. If I can sort of ask you, so I know you haven't been here very long, but have you been into the city and?
Well, yes, Tracy, I just got here a month ago. Something I really like about Exeter is that I feel very safe.
Yeah.
Share, when daytime, nighttime, I feel so safe. People
Sorry,
here are
Vanessa.
very, yes.
Would you like to speak a little bit harder or put closer to the microphone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
much
I would
better.
say that something that I really like about Exeter is the fact that I feel very safe around the city during daytime or nighttime. I feel very safe. Also, people here are very kind and very helpful. They're always willing to help you around. And also, last Saturday I had the opportunity to visit at Oxford, which I really enjoyed. Actually, it was a trip that was organized with the university, so it was very nice.
That's fantastic. The student body are very good at sort of arranging get-togethers for new students and to go to maybe the local IKEA shop for students to buy things that they need for their accommodation. And so there's definitely a lot of activities going on at the moment, which is great. So as I said, accommodation is guaranteed for first year international postgraduate students if they apply before the July deadline. We have some great virtual tours on our website as well, so students can see sort of what the accommodation looks like and what's available. So and a whole variety for all budgets. We've invested significantly across the campus in recent years. This is our forum building. On the right, it was a £50 million investment that was opened by the Queen, and it's a real hub for students. So our libraries in there, there's some cafes in there as well. Our career zone that is really proactive in helping students with a variety of things like employers will come in and talk about job opportunities that they have. So a real great support for students for their future careers. And then we also have our Living Systems Institute, that is the other photo. And that was opened a couple of years ago, and it's brought together a group of mathematicians, researchers, and scientists to really pioneer research into living systems and the diagnosis and treatment of disease. So a really great facility. So our programmes are split across 6 colleges, which are listed here. So we have engineering, maths, physical sciences, we have our humanities college, life and environmental sciences, our social sciences and international studies, our business school, and our medical school. And you can see here a whole variety of subject areas that are offered. So including things like law, that are just offered at our Streatham campus, so things like law, archaeology, accounting and finance. But then we have other programmes that are just offered at our Cornwall campus, so things like renewable energy, environmental sciences, zoology, etc. So why should you choose Exeter? So Exeter is, we're a member of the prestigious Russell Group of research-led universities. So it means that the academics that teach our students, they are the ones generating the content of the modules that students follow. So they're not just delivering the content, they're actually at that cutting edge, and students are then involved in that. So you can see that 98% of our research has been rated as world leading or internationally recognised. So could I ask Vanessa, why did you choose Exeter?
Well, one of the main reasons why I chose it was because my program, TEFL, it offers a very nice variety of optional modules. And I'm very interested in it because I get to choose the modules that I'm very interested in having. Not like I think I have around 12 optional modules. While with other universities, they just offer 5. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose.
That's fantastic, thank you. And just a couple examples here of our academics. So Professor Hugh Williams has been looking into brain injuries, and he's discovered that more than 60% of young people in young offenders institutions in the UK have had some sort of brain trauma as they've been growing up, and that obviously affects knowing right and wrong and different things. So he's now working with the government to look at how we can rehabilitate these young people, and obviously looking at how to stop people with these brain injuries offending in the first place. And we also, you may have seen on the news a couple of weeks ago, Eliud Kipchoge was the first person to break the 2-hour marathon time. And we've been really involved in that project from the start with Nike to look at nutrition and trying to break that time. So that was fantastic news a couple of weeks ago. The BBC programme The Blue Planet, looking at the plastic in our oceans, and one of our academics was involved in that programme, and you can see him with the sound equipment recording underwater sound and looking at how noise affects the ocean life. On our teaching side, so in the UK government teaching excellence framework, we were awarded gold standard for our teaching, so the highest accolade that you can get. And this was from consistently high rating for student satisfaction, and also our completion rates are 96%, so really high completion rates for for our programs. And like I said, a government stamped teaching assessment. And for graduate employability, 95% of our students are in employment or further study within 6 months of graduating. So fantastic employment rates as well. And also in rankings, we're 10th in the UK, so a top 10 UK university. And in the Sunday Times Good University Guide, 29 of our subjects were in the UK top 10. So you can see it's across a whole range of subjects. So things like English is 5th, we have biological sciences at 10th, civil engineering 8th, politics 9th, so across a whole range of subjects. And again, in the world, just really high ranking. So for sports science, we're 12th in the world. For mining and minerals and geography, we're 14th. And a further 5 subjects in the world top 100. So just some really great subjects worldwide. So for our master's programs, so for our postgraduate programs, the duration is normally 12 months for a master's, and you can apply for these programs direct from our program pages. There are links on there, and it's really important, I think, to know that although we have English language requirements, you do not need that when you apply. Students can receive a conditional offer based on achieving that later, or they can receive an unconditional offer if they have met all the academic and English requirements when they apply. And then to secure their place, a £1,500 deposit is asked for. And then for postgraduate research, for programs like PhDs and MPhils, they tend to be about 3 to 4 years in length. And so what students will do is if they've got an area of interest, they will, you can look for a supervisor on our website that has a similar interest to you and then write a research proposal. Or you can have a look at the PhD programs that we have on offer on our website. And this is just an example of some of our subject areas, so computer and data science. You can see from this that we've got some really exciting programs for 2020, such as cybersecurity analytics, data science with artificial intelligence. So all our postgraduate computer science programs, they really draw on our research strengths in artificial intelligence, data science, high performance computing and networks, and cybersecurity. And again, you can see just fantastic graduate employment prospects, 98% of students in employment or further study within 6 months of graduating. And we have a whole variety of engineering programs, so civil, materials, mechanical, structural, water and renewable energy engineering. And many of our MScs in engineering have management pathways. So this allows students to combine their program, their master's program, with modules in strategy and management, which are taught by our business school. And just a single example here, our engineering business management. So it's really designed for aspiring managers and leaders. It's real emphasis on fast-tracking engineering students to those high-level management roles. And there's also an option with this program for an industrial placement that makes it into a 2-year degree, and then you can spend 9 or 12 months of that program working in the UK or overseas as part of that degree. And you can see recent alumni, you can see the whole variety of employers that they are now working for. So again, great career prospects. Could you play the last video, please, Angela?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
My name is Hugo Tilmuth and I'm the CEO of Charged Up.
My name is Hakim Bouguet. I'm Head of Sales and Operations for Charged Up, and Hugo and I both graduated from the University of Exeter in 2017. So Hugo and I have known each other since our first days at university. Renewable energy was something we both had an interest in. We got to experience a whole lots of aspects of engineering, not just renewable, so opened numerous doors. So we learned a little bit about business as well.
We were working on a university project that involved using solar technology to power mobile phones. We didn't like this idea of having to leave your phone locked up in a locker though. So we came up with the solution of being able to take the power with you, and that's where Charged Up came from. Engineers are, at their core, problem solvers, which is exactly what you need to do pretty much every day when trying to run a business. And that's why I think we've moved from engineering to entrepreneurship quite nicely. I think we can both look back in the last year and see how much it's come on, and from literally us swinging on the chair talking about it in the library to it being live in London, people using it literally right now.
I think to get to the level where Charged Up is something that everyone recognizes and uses on a regular basis, that is the ambition for Charged Up within the next 12 months. What comes after that, I guess we have to wait and see.
Okay, Tracy, you can continue.
Great, thank you. And just a couple of slides about our business school, just to mention that our business school is now triple accredited, so with Equus, Amber, and the AACSB. So there are less than 100 business schools in the world that have this triple accreditation. So it's a real recognition of our high quality education and research here at Exeter. And a whole variety of business programs from finance and accounting, management, economics, and science, innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship. So a really great new entrepreneurship and innovation program that we have as well at the university. And obviously I want to just talk a bit about the scholarships that are available at Exeter, and primarily the Colfuturo and Exeter Ayuda scholarship for Colombian nationals. So maybe if I can ask you, Vanessa, how has this scholarship helped you?
Yeah, well, Tracy, I have to say that it's been extremely helpful. I mean, not having to worry about paying accommodation, food, bills. It's just amazing because you get the chance to focus on your studies and not worrying about money at all. So it's been
That's great. That's really great to hear. So yes, so this scholarship, so the process is that students will apply to Exeter, and again, as I said before, students do not need to have all their English requirements when they apply. You can apply and get a conditional offer or an unconditional offer. And then what you would do is apply to Colfuturo during their convocatoria period, which is from the 7th of January to the 29th of February. And then successful students through the Colfuturo process are automatically considered for this additional Ayuda element, which provides a living stipend to students, which was around £14,000 in 2018. Can you tell us a little bit about how you found the process, right? What the process was?
Yes, Well, I have to say that the process is not complicated. It's actually very easy. So first of all, as you said, I applied to the university. At first, I had a conditional offer, not because of my English, but because I was missing one of the references. So that's why I got a conditional offer at first. Then once I got my other reference ready, I got the unconditional letter. And then I started to apply to Pole Futuro, just a couple of essays, like answering some um, common regular questions, an interview,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much it. It was actually very fast process because right after I had my interview with the university, the university informed me like 2 days right after I got the interview. So I have to say it was very effective, very fast.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
That's great to hear. So we would definitely really encourage this is open to master students who pass the Col Futuro process. So like I said, we would really encourage students to apply for this scholarship. And master students who pass the Col Futuro process but do not receive the Ayuda scholarship will then receive a 20% discount on tuition fees. And also PhD students as well who pass the Col Futuro process will receive the 20% discount on tuition fees as well. And as well as this scholarship, we also have a really great funding database where you can put in the program you are interested in and your country of domicile. So you can put in Colombia, and then it will show you scholarships that are available. So this year we have regional scholarships for students from Latin America. So for Colombian students who have achieved the equivalent of a UK 2-1 honours degree. So roughly a GPA of about 4 out of 5. Then we have these £5,000 Global Excellence scholarships available. And our business school also has a whole range of scholarships available. But like I said, we would really encourage you to apply through the Col Futuro process, and then master students, like I said, will then be considered for the extra Ayuda scholarship. And just again to confirm what I said, so many of our programs we look for a 2.1 equivalent to a UK degree, which would be around a 4 out of 5. Some of our programs have slightly lower requirements, so they might be from about a 3.5 out of 5. And then obviously there would be the English requirements on top. Most of our programs ask for an IELTS of 6.5. Some of our business programs, some other programs ask for a 7.7 or a 6.5 with no less than 6. Okay, so I think that that's the end of my presentation. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say, or do you think we covered?
Encourage guys to participate in this scholarship. It's very, very helpful. Actually, I have no idea. I got the chance to actually got it when I was reading about it. It sounded kind of like impossible kind of that. So yeah, I would just encourage you to.
Yeah, and just say there's obviously a small pool of students at Exeter that are considered for that scholarship. So it's definitely really worth looking at it. You can see my email address on the screen here. So my personal email at Exeter, t.b.moore@Exeter, or you can write to our General Americas email, americas@exeter.ac.uk, if you've got any questions about what you've heard. And obviously we're very happy to answer any questions anyone might have now. But thank you very much for listening. Thank you. And thank you, Anna.
No, Tracy and Vanessa, thank you for all the information. I think that it has been very clear and that this information invite our students to look up for more in your web page. We have some
Yeah.
questions on the chat in this moment. The first one, I think that Vanessa already answered that, but Felipe wants to know what is the process in order to obtain a scholarship. not just the Ayudar scholarship, but maybe another one from the university. There is any extra process, or when you are applying to the program, you are already applying to the scholarship?
Well, when so you first applied for the to your master's degree at the university. And it's amazing because actually I got an email from the university, so they were the ones who informed me that I could participate in different scholarships. So once you register with the university and with Call Futuro, you just have to wait for them to tell you when uh, they to what scholarships you can apply to, and again the process is very easy. But all you have to do at first is just register with the university and Call Futuro. And
Okay.
for both of them, for the ADUA scholarship, that somebody contacted me, asked me if I was interested in it, and right after that, you will just continue the steps of that person, like writing the essay, like about you, why do you want to study here, and then moving on to the interview. And then for the 5,000 pounds, I think you just based on your GPA and based on your qualification, you just
Yes, absolutely. So what will happen is when you apply to the university, when you get your offer, obviously our admissions team will look at your academic transcript, your qualifications, and then any students that meet that equivalent of the 2.1 GPA, so like I said, around a 4 out of 5, then you just need to fill in a very simple form. It's a very simple form to apply for that £5,000 Global Excellence Scholarship for Colombian students. But you are, yes, it is not an onerous task to apply for. It's very straightforward. For some of the business school scholarships, as I said, there is a whole range of scholarships, and some of them may require you to write a short essay. But again, we have a really great funding database on our website, and you can put in the program you're interested in, and it will show you all the scholarships that are available as well. So you can write to me and I can send you details. You can look on our website. And as Vanessa said, our admissions team are really great at letting you know about scholarships that are available as well.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, Vanessa mentioned that she obtained a conditional offer. So Tracy, what are the main requirements in order to have one conditional offer? What are like those things that you will say are
Okay.
mandatory when you are applying to the university?
Okay. So there are various reasons when you apply why you might get a conditional offer. Some students might be still in their final year of study, so they may receive a conditional offer on obtaining a certain GPA at the end of that year. Some students may not have taken an English test to meet our English requirements, so they may be conditional on achieving an IELTS test or TOEFL or Pearson. So they could be conditional on that. But again, as I said, you do not need that to apply. You can take that at a later date. There could be, as Vanessa said, when you apply, you need to provide a reference. So it could be conditional upon the reference as well. So, or maybe something like a degree certificate that maybe has not been provided with the application. So, but
also perhaps because you don't have the official translation from your bachelor's degree, that also could be like you can have a conditional offer during the process of getting it. Also, like for example, in my case, what happened to me is that I got all of my references ready. I think they asked only for two, but I didn't realize that the university were asking for a reference with a specific format from the university. So that's why I was a little late for that. So you have to make sure that your references use the specifications from the university.
And that's why, obviously, like I said, students can apply now for programs. They do not have to have everything in order to apply. And Angela, for the Core Futuro scholarship, you do not need an unconditional offer to apply.
No.
Yeah, so students can apply for Core Futuro with a obviously a conditional offer as well.
Yeah, yeah. They can apply also even if they haven't started the process yet. So just with
Yeah,
the intention of applying, they can also apply to the cultural program.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. So it's just to reassure students, you do not need to have everything in order to apply.
yeah. Okay, Tracy and Vanessa, I think that we don't have any more questions in this moment, but I'm
Okay,
absolutely sure that you will be receiving some questions through the GR, Tracy. So
fantastic.
thank you so much for the information. I don't know if you want to say some goodbye words, advice before we finish the webinar.
Okay, just to say that I hope that the information has been useful. Like I said, you have my contact details. Please, any questions that you have, just let me know. And obviously, I can't thank Vanessa enough for being here. I think that's great that students have been able to hear from Vanessa as well. And I'm sure if any prospective students have any questions for Vanessa, that they can contact Vanessa or myself about it. But thank you so much for listening.
No, thank you. And I want to remind to everyone that is online that this session was recorded. So I'm going to send the YouTube link next week for you to watch it or share it as you want it. And that this was the United Kingdom week. So this is one of our last activities in this week. So thank you so much for joining us and have a nice afternoon and have a nice day back there in UK.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.